Hey guys and gals, this is Alex Olson with the KC Multifamily Minute. Today is December 24th, Christmas Eve, and we're talking Kansas City multifamily real estate investing. Now, typically I talk about the statistics, how many we got new, how many we got old. The truth is there's not a whole lot new going on. Matter of fact, there's really one only new one. That's kind of been the trend of the last couple of weeks. You know, you can predict all day long as why that is. People preparing, winding down for the end of the year, knowing that a lot of investors are traveling or just kind of not really paying that close of attention to the market. They're still getting deals done. We got closings coming up. We had several closings this month. However, the activity on new properties is not as strong as it is other times. Even though we had a rate cut, by the way. So this week we're actually going to. So here's the map. Podcast listeners, I got my map pulled up on our website, legendarypartbrokers.com. Showing you all the new listings. There's actually none. This really doesn't count. This has been floating in and around and out there for, I don't know the exact date, but I'm just going to call it a year. So we're not going to talk about that one. Let's talk about LoopNet real quick. LoopNet, we've got one new property. It's in an area that I don't do a ton of transactions in. It's not my favorite part of town. It's 12-plex for a little bit under $1.1 million. If you've got a 1031 exchange, that I would consider that honestly a C- area, maybe even a D area. Now, every part of that piece of real estate is block by block, so it might be better than that, it might be worse than that. So that's where you got to really do your due diligence, and I only focus on that area when I have sellers or when I really know the property or the location very well on a block or certainly part of a block basis, okay? So that's everything new on market. So instead of doing the whole shebang regarding, typically what I'm doing, so I want to talk about my top three favorite on-market deals that are currently out there right now, and just give you my 2-second opinion about those. If you've got a 1031 exchange, you're a real estate investor that's active in the Kansas City market, looking at multifamily, I'm your guy. And the reason why that is because I'm pretty familiar with all of these properties that have been listed. Either I've talked to the seller before it hit the open market, maybe I've even tried to sell it off market, or I just know the location so well because I've transacted in so many different submarkets. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my 2 cents. So first of all, I have what's called Oakside Apartments pulled up here. 60-unit apartment complex, $7.25 million. That comes out to be about $121,000 per unit. Now, for podcast listeners, this is in Shawnee, Kansas. The exact location, let me just see if I get the map here. It's going to be west of 35. It's going to be north of 63rd Street. So heart of Shawnee to the west of Merriam. It's in a great spot, great location. Just the reason why this is my top 3 favorite property is because of the location. So it's a Class A location. You're looking at a little bit over $120,000 per unit, which to me is high price. I'm not saying the 7.25 is a great price for it, but if you reach out to me, I know we can get a negotiated deal on this that's going to be better than that. It's been rehabbed. It is built in the 1960s. So all those things considered, if you've got around $7 million, $6 million, maybe probably more like $6.5, $7 million. There might be a play here for you on this property. It's in a Class A location. Like I said, $120,000 per unit. Might be a little strong on that piece to it. But again, if you run the math and you get that down to $110,000, $115,000 per unit, the numbers are going to look a lot nicer on that. Okay? So that's one of my top 3 favorite on-market deals we've got going on right now that I can help you with. Next up is going to be another Class A located property. For podcast listeners, I'm talking about 273 Northeast Adams Dairy Parkway, Blue Springs, Missouri. So this is going to be south of I-70. It's going to be east of 7 Highway on Adams Dairy Parkway. I actually live, I wouldn't say super close to that, but very familiar with Blue Springs, transacted several hundred units there this year. This is the reason why I like this property is for a couple different reasons. So it is $200,000 per unit. It's just a triplex for $600,000, but it was built in 2006. So you got modern construction standards there. It's a Class A location. It's pretty dang passive because they've got management in place. You've got access to pools. You got access to all these amenities there for your tenants and residents. So it's kind of a set and forget. I think the interior, in my opinion, is a little bit dated. You could do some updates there and really push those rents. But this is a triplex. It's got a garage for each unit. Each unit's quite large. If you drive by the area, it really does its justice more than these photos. So that's my second favorite property that's on market right now in the Kansas City metro. First glance, looks like it's a high price, but when you dive into it, you drive around it. If you're looking for a passive investment, Class A location for under $1 million, pretty good deal here. I'm not saying it's perfect for $600,000, but let's reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can make some deals with the listing agent there. Okay. So the third property is going to be so my podcast listeners, this is basically 5th Street in Grandview, Missouri, 13411 5th Street, Grandview, Missouri. It's 9 units. I think it's maybe a 7-plex and a duplex there together, all on one parcel. Comes out to about $79,000 per unit. If all the photos look like this, it's a pretty good property at $79K per unit. Opportunity to increase rents, improve the management, clean up the place a little bit more. It was built in the 1960s. I would call this a Class C, maybe Class B minus location. There's value add through additional rehab in here. And the other thing about this property is it's got strong rent growth. I think if you cleaned up a lot about just the operating aspect of it, the location aspect of it, and just put in, just get a clean, crisp start on this property at $79,000 per unit, you're well under $1 million on this thing, and you can make some money long term as a buy and hold investment as South Kansas City continues to do better and better each and every week. So if you got an active 1031 exchange investment, or you're looking at the Kansas City market, you want to learn more about these properties or anything else you see, I also have off market about 10 to 15 deals. So my name is Alex Olson. I'm a real estate broker here in Kansas City, specifically multifamily across the entire metro. Look forward to hearing from you. You can email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. Thanks again. Looking forward to hearing from you.